Alright guys, Sarge here once again, riding naked. I actually stole, well, borrowed. Well, how can you say I stole or borrowed something that I bought? This is my wife's Z1000. It's a 2003. Bought from a friend of mine. His wife had just recently purchased a 2010 ZX10, and well, she drag races it and doesn't really ride on the street much anymore, so she decided to sell it to fund her habit. So shortly after, as a matter of fact, maybe 5 minutes after I sold my GSXR 1000, I turned around and handed her the cash for her bike, because to be honest with you, my wife had been lusting over this thing for quite some time. She said, if she ever decides to sell that thing, we need to get it. I think a lot of it had to do with the color. Not so much what it is, but as pretty as it is. Now, I don't think my wife knew what she was getting into. Not that she can't handle it. But this thing's had some modifications done to it, and it's actually probably behaves similar to the newer Z1000. I mean, this actually has the newer ZX10 throttle bodies on it. It has, I believe, a PC3 and also a full Muzzy exhaust. And believe me, as small and as light as this bike is, it pulls like a freight train. Now I've got to kind of take it easy because we did have this thing where my buddy Patrick, before he handed it off to my wife, he lowered it. Come on. That's a rarity. He did lower it. Goodness. And set up the controls for my wife. So now going around some of these turns, if I were to lane normally like I would do, this thing is going to scrape. It'll scrape quick. But let me tell you, this thing handles like nobody's business. I think it had a lot to do with the short wheelbase and just the way you're sitting on it. And with these wide bars, you have got some crazy control over this thing. Oh wow, I could, yep, there's my foot. Wow, but this thing just seems to glide in the corners. This is freaking awesome. It's like a go-kart with a big-ass engine. Another reason I kind of need to take it careful is this really... We went through and set up the suspension for my wife, who weighs a bunch less than I do. So... I mean, I don't want to tax the suspension too much, because I could probably end up looking like a pretzel. Oh God, listen to that. And it's still actually kind of geared low. There it was at almost 60 miles an hour and tacking at about $5,000 or so. I guess that's what makes it feel so quick. Ow! goodness. Woo! Alright, there's 62. Oh, not too bad. Wasn't quite $5,000. I better stop and get her some gas. She'll be like, oh God, what'd you do? You been running my back? What are you doing? I kick you back. I gotta put gas in it. I'm like, hell yeah, woman, you gotta put gas in it. I bought the damn thing.